How's it going? So, welcome to my second Great Guitar Buildoff 2021 video. Here's where we stand so far. As you saw, if you watched the first video, the body has been completed, or at least, you know, the rough body. It still has a lot of work to be done to it. It's hollow. It's rings. The back of it has been surfaced down. It's not the original surface of the wood, but the face of it is, and is going to remain so. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, get some of my pencil marks that I've made on there, laying everything out off there, and gonna do a little bit of epoxy work on the top here to be able to protect the patina that's there, but also I'm gonna be putting a shiny hard finish on this thing. So anyway, we'll get to that in the next video. But for now, let's see what else I've done. So I took several more pieces off of the chunk of bowling alley that all of this is made from. Two of them I split down the middle and book matched and glued back together. Made a couple of these pieces like that. They're about a quarter-inch thick or so. This one is going to be used potentially for a control, a cavity cover, something like that. I'm not sure yet, but anyway, that's what that is for. So the second one of those, I made a fingerboard for the guitar out of. So there that is. It's also been book matched, joined together in the center. I have radiused it, and here I'll show you some video of how I went about doing that. Wooden radius, black, some sandpaper stuck on there. And anyway, here's the end result of the fingerboard. Here is where we stand so far with the neck blank. This is three pieces of the bowling alley that have been laminated together. I cut a scarf joint for an angled headstock. That's about a, 7 or 8 degree angle, somewhere in there, maybe a little bit steeper, not much. Then after I glued that up, I cut the headstock down to the thickness I wanted here and glued the piece that I cut off of there onto the heel to make that a little bit thicker. So there we stand with a neck blank until we get to being ready for that again. Also, I wanted a headstock overlay to, it's all made out of hard pine, which isn't the, this stuff is old and very strong. I mean, you can see the grain, how many lines per inch there are there. This is not at all the pine that you find nowadays, but this stuff's 100 years old or so, so it's good stuff, but still it's pine. So just to hedge my bets a little bit, I wanted to laminate a little bit of something more on top of the headstock there, and I decided I wanted to continue with the bowling alley theme. So what I did is took some of my cut off pieces and cut them into little tiny strips and had laminated that together. And that is going to be the facing for the headstock. So, herein lies my dilemma. This pine fingerboard, while this is exceptionally hard pine, I have concerns that it isn't going to be strong enough to hold frets over the long haul. So, let me get some stuff out of the way here. What I have decided to do to deal with this, I'm going to do the same thing to the fingerboard and to the headstock overlay here. Move the camera down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing a little better. Alright. I have constructed out of aluminum foil and saran wrap. Don't laugh, hey, it works. These two little trays that are big enough to hold these two guys comfortably, see? All right, and what I have here, this is the next step in the solution here. Total Boat penetrating epoxy. This stuff is a 2-to-1 mixture, very, very thin. It's designed to sink deep into wood, not so much, to stay on the surface. So let's see what we have here. How much of this do we want to mix up? Mix up about 4 ounces maybe. That is 2 ounces of the part A. And I'm going to put in 1 ounce. Of the part B. I probably should have some gloves on while I'm doing this one. Let's see here. Now, we're going to mix these guys up really well. Whenever you're mixing epoxy, you should mix it until you think you're done. And then mix it a good bit more than that. There's no such thing as too much, really, so. Now, I want this stuff really to soak in. I pretty much want it to go all the way through this pine, permeate every part of it. So, even though this stuff is already, it's pretty thin. I'm gonna add in about a, I don't know, teaspoon or so, I guess. Just a little bit of denatured alcohol. And then we're gonna mix that up real well. I want this stuff to be water thin. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, let's see, where are we? I want to have a little more saran wrap here so I can actually wrap that guy up with it once it's wet.
There's a place I know. Come along, let's go. So the cool green water can restore your soul. Come along, let's go. Slowly in the warm twilight glow. A long way to go. Green lights in the water.
I want it to be good and covered up so it can suck it in. Wrapping it up with this, primarily just as protection in case I have some leaks in this thing I made, so I don't end up gluing this to my workbench. Believe me, that's never fun. All going well then. Let's see. There's enough left in here. As well. See a little spot there where I've got some blue showing through. It's not good. But that's not going to be inside the showing, I believe, so all is well.
At the head of the river, there's a place I know. Come along, let's go. Where the cool green water will
all right.
restore my soul. Come along, let's go.
That's that. We will come back tomorrow and see how they look and proceed onward. All right, see you then. all the excess fiberglass is off the fingerboard, and we're going to go ahead and cut the slots in it now. I have here the, it's not the Stumac fingerboard slotting jig, but it is. If you look around online, you can find this one for $100, and I assure you it's exactly the same. Anyway, got I do have a Stumac fingerboard template I'm using, 25-inch scale on this guy, and yeah, we're ready to start cutting it. So let's see what happens. All right, number one. Right on down to number two. I have been just ordering fingerboards pre-sawn and pre-radiused from Stumac thus far on all of my guitars. But when I did the math and realized how much money I was spending on that versus just buying all this one time, it just didn't make sense. So here we are. Tighten this up just a little bit on this side. I'm gonna say I'm still kind of setting this thing up. So.
Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak, but a back that's strong. It holds 16 tons. Another day, old man, deeper in the sin. To the company store.
All right. Seems to be going well. Let's go ahead and apply for the rest of it.
Deeper in debt, see me, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.